So we're back again. Had to change the batteries.
So, morning. We're down here again at Nudgee Beach and starting the morning with the mule for the kick.
What was it again?
Kick. Kind of.
Mule's got the kick.
Got the kick. So, seeing the tree down here, we've seen some photos with another photographer taking photos of it. Sometimes for me, when I location scout or thinking of going to an area to take photos, I will jump on Instagram, I will jump on Facebook and just see what other people have done. Not so much take their work, but I'd like to interpret my view if I see it. That tree with the photographer that I seen, they took it with a big camera. She's a professional here on the sunny coast, but I'm going to take it with my phone and see what shot I can get. One thing I want to bring up, and I haven't talked about yet, is with your phone, or with cameras in general, you've got two major formats for your file formats that your camera takes. You got your JPEG and you got your RAW. Most of my photos at the moment I've been just doing with just the point and shoot with the phone. So that's shooting JPEG. What people need to realise is, I didn't realise until a few months back when I started looking into it and searching about it more, is your JPEG, the processor that's in your phone, your camera, whatever it is, does a minor edit to your photo. So it will change the shadows, the highlights, the exposure. It'll give you what that processor thinks is the best view or best shot. It's not exactly what you see because it's done a minor edit. The downside to that is when you take your photos into a processing app or whatever to tweak it how you want it, all that information it's taken out of your photo, it's gone. That's why I shoot on my DSLR raw photos, raw images, because the image will come out flat, but it takes in everything. It'll take in all the colors, it'll take in all the shadows, the highlights, the exposure, so you can manipulate it more when you go into your Photoshop edits, Lightroom, whatever you use. The thing is, a lot of people say that photos are over manipulated, they're over photoshopped, they're over this, they're over that, but what a lot of people don't realize is, before you even took that shot, you've already edited that phone if you shoot it JPEG. The only way you haven't changed that photo is by shooting it raw and then just uploading that raw file, which is not going to look any great. Your phones can shoot raw, depending on what phone it is. You just got to look at your specs and go and do some Googling to see if your phone can shoot raw, because it's only been a new thing recently that phones have started doing, is allowing you to shoot raw. So I'm not exactly sure what cameras do it all completely, but I haven't got into that sort of thing, side of things, to show you the raw settings. I will eventually, because with my Samsung S20 Plus that I shoot with, or it's my everyday phone, it's got the Pro mode, and you can only shoot raw photos on the Pro mode. Not all phones have Pro modes. Some have variations of their what they call Pro mode, but your Pro mode essentially gives you your aperture, gives you shutter speed and your ISO. So you can kind of play around with what it'd feel like shooting manually with a normal phone, a normal camera, sorry. So what I'm going to do is I'll set up here. The light's starting to come up a little bit more, and I'll get a shot just here, and then we're going to go for a walk down this way into the mangroves.
Into new area.
That we haven't been yet, so
Just tell them how close this shot was from the car.
oh, literally I got out of the car and we've walked, I don't know, 50 meters.
So we didn't walk far to find this tree that a well-known photographer took. So if you go onto our Facebook and Instagram, and we took photos of mangroves like way right around the corner, like a kilometre in the mud with the mozzies. So there's always other shots to be had that other people haven't seen because they don't walk around as much as we do.
Sometimes the easiest shot to take is not always the best shot. It doesn't mean that it's wrong. Like, I'm going to shoot this one because I think the tree's nice. I'm going to use my tripod again. My Joby Gorilla Pod. You'll see, one thing with photography is a lot of people are going to shoot the same thing over and over and over again, and that's great. Like if you see a popular tourist destination or attraction that you love the look of and you want to satisfy something within saying I've got my image of that, that's fine. But try, if you want to be a little bit unique, try and go to places where most other photographers don't want to go, because some people don't want to go to the effort of walking, don't want to go to the effort of hiking somewhere, but sometimes that's some of the best images you'll find. Like I've taken a photo of someone once and someone goes, oh, where'd you find that? I said, National Park, Diagla National Park. I went down this track, got out of the car, and then I walked that way. Like when you're afraid of getting lost, I'm like, I walked in a straight line from where I was from the car so I could find my way back. But it was just a nice little waterfall thing I did with my son, and I had a great time. Like there was other people walking around in the bush but not taking photos, but that's the thing, like you just got to get off the beaten track sometimes. So what I'm going to do is, for this photo, it's just going to be a straightforward shot, nothing really fancy. Just put it on the ground, frame it all up, and then hit the button and hopefully it comes out.
It'd be a nice one when the tide's in because it's got the reflection there.
Yeah, if you could get a when it comes up to, I'd say, waterline probably about here, it could be a really nice one, because yeah, you would get the reflection in the morning, but that one would have to be a morning shot because you have to get it when the water is really flat. And this is the thing, I'll say to everyone, doing phone photography is great. You can do it, you can achieve good things, but sometimes you got to realize what your limitations are with a phone, because you do have them. Waterfall shots, making the water real silky smooth. Like you can download apps and stuff like that to make that long exposure shot with phones. I'm not saying you can't, but it's not like with a DSLR camera where you just get out your filters and stuff like that, throw them on, and bam, you've got it straight away in camera, beautiful settings, everything like that. So something like this, if the water was up, to get that reflection, if you put a filter on it and made the exposure 15-20 seconds, if there was a little bit of ripple in the water, you would flatten that out completely. So you would get the perfect reflection, where with the phone, it's a slightly little bit harder. You're going to see the ripples, you won't get the completely smooth water and all that, but you still get a nice shot. You just got to realize what the benefits are of one thing over the other. Like, that's why I damn Aussies, that's why I end up going to buying a DSLR camera, because one of my most favorite things to do is chasing waterfalls. I love the silky smooth water, I love long exposure, I love your black and whites and making the water all misty look. So to make it easier on me, I went with my camera. So, but let's get this shot and we'll go for a walk. Kind of straighten up and stop being so crooked. So come here for a sec. Come down here with me. Just zoom in on the, see if you can pick up the phone.
Yeah, pretty easy.
Yep, so you can see that. So on mine, that's just what I've got. You can see how normally, you can see how dark the shot is. In editing in Lightroom, I can change the light and stuff like that. So I can bring out the shadows, raise them up so you can see more of the tree better. But if I go down to here, I go into my Pro mode. Best thing about Pro mode is I can start playing with the shutter, so I can raise it up. See, this is the thing about, I can make it more clear. Can't quite see exactly everything, so you can change your white balance and stuff like that, so you can change the way it kind of looks. There's a few different things you can change. They got all these little presets in there. These are just some of the things that this camera can do. Not sure what the hell that one's doing. Can't see it. Ah, that's the focus. But yeah, that's. So, let me just go back in there. That's the one that I'm just shooting at the moment, just because I'm just trying to be as simple as I can at the moment before going into it. I will go into a little bit later about shooting the Pro mode, because I shoot Pro mode and I can get the raw format, and I can do more with the photo, and you don't lose anything. And that's the thing, like, once you shoot a JPEG and it comes back in an image, whatever's there, it's there. You can only change slightly a little bit So the thing I get the shits with some people, some photographers, is they say, oh, that photo's over edited and all that. Well, photography's art. So if your art is you want to make an outrageous photo of making a sky completely and utterly different to how it looks, you want to make it bright blue and stuff like that, like, hey, that's your preference. The only thing I don't agree with is when it comes to manipulating photos is changing a sky completely. Like, say if I wanted a big moody sky and I got into the editing and I cut this sky out because it wasn't the one I wanted, and go and throw a different sky from a completely different other place in the background. To me, that's wrong. But if you want to do that, that's fine. Just let people know, oh, this is a photoshopped photo, I've done this and I've done that. Just be honest with people what you're doing. But if you're just changing the tints and all that sort of stuff, as you see it, go for it.
So let's go explore the unknown.
Sun's up. So you got over there, you're probably not going to see it too much, but the sun's up, and the best part about this morning is you'd get some really good photos directly into the sun this morning, for the simple fact that there is a haze on the horizon, which is helping naturally filter out all the harsh light out of the sun. If you just took a photo of the sun on a very clear day, it's not going to come out well on your photo. You'll get little splotches and stuff like that on your, especially with your phone, little bubbles and stuff like that, which is not overly appealing to some. Some like it, but yeah. I am gonna, little crab there didn't let me put my can down there on top of him. I'll just get the camera phone again. See, that's a pretty cool little photo. So that's straight out of the phone.
Can't quite see it. There's a bit too much glare on the screen.
Oh, okay. Oh, doesn't matter. I'll put it up later. That was a pretty cool little photo, and it came out pretty decent because of the simple fact, like I said, there's the haze on the horizon. So as that gets up a little bit more, it will probably disappear.
So there's 2 photos off your phone, mate.
Yeah, 2 photos this morning off my phone, just within 15 meters of each other. is remember, cans, whatever, any rubbish, when you're going out in the environment or into the outback, wherever you're going, the rainforest, desert, whatever, sea, beach, whatever, you take your rubbish, put it in your pocket, put it in a bin. Don't leave it laying around. Alright, mangrove time. So, like, this is going to be like what you would call alive, but it's not, because essentially this is alive because you're following me, and it's not cutted, it's not going to be edited, it's not going to be anything. I might change a little bit of color grading just to see how it looks, but I'm not going to cut bits out. You're seeing everything as I do it. I want to do that stuff on YouTube and do lives and stuff like that, go live, but I can't, because on YouTube you got to have 1,000 subscribers. So eventually when I get there I can do that. But if you just want to help me get to lives quicker, jump down there below and subscribe.
Lives can be more interactive with a Q&A.
Yeah, well, that's it. Like, if I've got my phone and I'm live and off my phone, you can say, hey, what's going on with this? What are you doing that? What are you doing this for? And I can give you thing. But I've just seen something. I'm going this way. Then I'm going that way.
P.S. I ain't running.
Hello!
He's the man on the sun. You probably can't see what he's looking at, but the photo will tell the story.
There we go, closer. So, come here. Come over here, my friends. Reason why I ran from over there over here, it's probably not going to show up too crash hot for what I was trying to get in the photo, but right here you've got the little channels from the outgoing tide, and it just looked cool with the sun coming up, and you got like a little snake pattern going through, but it didn't quite show up how I see it on my phone. Maybe if I had a camera up really high and I could focus in so I can cut out a lot of the dead space, because the feature is the water pattern, and then you've got the Brisbane port over there, the sun coming up and all the cranes. It just looked cool. Sometimes you've got to go out, take photos, see things, but not necessarily take a photo of what inspired you, of what sparked your interest, because it just doesn't translate well in a photo, but you still got that memory. So we'll go this way because we just come from that way, but we're going to go back that way. It's kind of being ADHD. You see something, you're like, "Whoo, butterfly!" and you just go with it. You just swing it. So even though there's a bit of a haze on that horizon, you look out that way, it looks pretty clear. So it may, if the wind picks up, I reckon that it may come a bit clear this afternoon, or today it might clear up a bit. Might make for some interesting, if there's some cloud cover get blown in, which doesn't look too much at the moment, might come in interesting for a sunset, but you never know. When you're doing your sunrise and your sunset photography, you want to try and get a bit of clouds in your sky to make a bit of interest, so that the light can bounce off the clouds and you get your beautiful colors. Because yeah, as the sun just comes up or goes down, and if it's blue sky, it doesn't always look the best. You can get some nice pastel colors, but sometimes. So let's go this way. Let's go in the mangrove.
Little pippy.
No, just a half shell.
Sure.
Yeah. There we go. Little soldier crab. Nope. He's like, nope, I'm going back. So, I'm not exactly sure when this live's going to come out, when I put it up, but I've got a new phone coming that I want to do a comparison with. It's the Oppo A9. It's a mid-range camera. For some of the Asian market, it'll probably be slightly a little bit higher than what most people can afford. It's got a pretty good camera, so I want to put it up against the Samsung and see how it goes, because for me it's a fairly cheapish phone. Like in Australia it's $350, the Oppo A9, where the Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus is over $1,000. So there's a big price difference, but I want to put the photos side by side and see if there's any noticeable difference, whether a mid-range cheap camera can stand up to the expensive camera on the phones. Because if they can, what's the point in spending that? If you're looking for phone photography, what's the point in buying the expensive the expensive phones if a cheaper one can do exactly the same thing? So some people are like, the features and blah blah blah, but hey, if you can take photos, you can make a call, play a game, who cares about the features? But ooh, some pretty wow, That tree got rotted out.
Last storm.
Yeah, blown over. Check that out.
That'll be dead in 6 months' time.
Shit, yeah, that's recent. That's the last few weeks.
Last week the storm came through.
Yeah. So, we and it has made a bit of news around Australia and around the world, but we had a storm come through last weekend. Some people, a lot of my viewers and a lot of the people that follow me are in the Philippines. I know I've got viewers from other parts of the world, but majority of them are from the Philippines, so I do apologize for anyone else if I talk about the Philippines a lot, but my girlfriend, she's Filipino, and I've been to the Philippines. I love the place over there, so a lot of my viewers are from there because of the people I meet and all this sort of stuff. But we had a really bad storm here the other week, and a lot of people had damages to their houses because we had big hailstones. Some of them were literally the size of big baseballs and softballs, whatever you want to say, but they're good size, and they've destroyed cars and homes and stuff like that. And this was from the wind that obviously was in that storm as well. That was a big tree, and it's just snapped it. It's blown it over. My heart goes out to the Philippines at the moment because they are cleaning up after Typhoon Rolly went through, and I'm grateful that it wasn't as strong as what they had predicted, since it was supposed to hit category super typhoon. And for anyone in Australia that don't realise, the typhoons like our cyclones. Americans, it's like their hurricanes. But the less fortunate people in the Philippines are the ones that got hit the most. Their homes were destroyed and everything like that. And I've kept in contact with all my friends and family over there, and they came out alright. It dissipated pretty good, but it got pretty scary when you're looking at, they were recording 240k an hour winds. So that's just an interesting little thing to see. Like, that was just smashed by the storm last week. But yeah, my heart goes out to the Philippines at the moment, and also there's more typhoons building up in the sea around it from what I've been seeing on the news. Alright, so we got a lot of dead trees and logs in here. It could be some interesting photos, these ones, as the tide comes up. You can get some pretty interesting ones. What I might do is look around and see if I can get a really nice, interesting one that I can turn into a black and white. So have a look and see what I can find. Come this way. Come with me. I have no idea.
Take a photo of the star pickets.
Yeah, I have no idea why the hell someone wants to put star pickets there, but
that's his fishing spot.
Yeah, well, it serves no purpose.
Yeah, I've got to get over in the mud.
So I've done photos before where you just pick a certain section and you want the texture. It looks good. Like you may think, it's just a bit of tree, it's just a bit of bark or whatnot, but you turn that black and white and apparently Bongo's taking the run. Stay. So, just trying to get the right angle. The other thing is, when you're taking photos so close with a phone, one section will be in focus and then the rest will be blurry. Sometimes being blurry and fuzzy in a photo is a bad thing, but if you edit it in a way where you put all that focus on that center bit, it can quite look good. Like, can't really see it now, but I'm definitely going to play with this photo. Just some barnacles on a bit of driftwood. Like seriously, who would think taking a photo of that could look interesting?
Not me. I'm not interested.
No, John's not interested. But I've just focused on this section here, and a lot of people will be like, it's just a tree, and dismiss it. But sometimes you've got to look at the smaller things before looking at the bigger picture. Like a lot of people are like, I want a big grand vista, I want big sunset, I want a big sunrise and all that. 2 years ago, there was a competition put out, and I remember this, and a guy won $1 million for this competition. I think it was $1 million. I'm not sure. Can't remember. Or it was $1 million photo moment or something to do with $1 million. I don't know exactly what he won, but the photo he took that won was incredible. Like, you wouldn't even picked what the hell that photo was or anything. So in short, what he's done is a bit this big of cardboard ends. So in a cardboard, you can see the center just ripples like that, and then you got the two sheets. He's gone past with his iPhone, I think it was an iPhone 9, and he zoomed in on just the ends and taken a photo, turned it black and white, sent it in, and won the competition off his phone. He beat people using expensive cameras from using an iPhone. So you tell me how phones and cameras are different in a way of people seeing a photo and going, that's a winner. Because if you do it right, anything can be good. Now let's go this way. Baby shark.
Baby shark.
Baby shark. What was it? 7 billion?
7 billion views.
We were watching a video yesterday of the most watched videos in the world. So jump on one of the videos, blow it up, whatever. The #1 video at the moment in the world with 7 billion views is Baby Shark song. I love Baby Shark. Baby Shark's cool. Baby Shark, Baby Shark, oh, old toadies are going on.
Shellfishes are going. Gonna run out of water. They definitely know the deep pools that don't drain out.
Yeah.
Apparently one of these little mangroves hanging off one of the stumps over there might be interesting.
Yeah. See, there's another.
Yeah, 2 of them blew over there.
Yeah. Just insane winds.
The sand will reclaim all these mangroves eventually.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like all these mangroves would have been broken over, and now they're just going to turn into more driftwood sort of things. So, in 5-10 years or whatnot, when it breaks down to kind of like that, and it's going to be some interesting stuff. So come back in 5-10 years.
Seems really interesting. There's another one. So there's 3 or 4 trees that blew over.
Yeah. Incredible. So,
It's just Mother Nature.
yep. Well, gonna call it a video here, the live, to end it. Probably walk around for a little bit more, do a bit of scouting, and then we're gonna head off to work because we're doing all this before work. So thanks for tuning in to our pre-recorded live. If you're here this long, well done. Take my hats off to you for staying around this long. You get to see me being a little bit silly, but that's some of the things you don't see on camera because they don't translate well on a video. But that's who I am in person. I like to laugh, I like to joke, do silly things, because life's way too short to be serious all the time. So on my channel I want to try and give what I know to everyone, but I don't want to be serious about it. I want to be a bit light-hearted about, oh yeah, take this photo, this is the settings, yada yada yada. I don't want to be all technical. Like, you're gonna want to learn the technical side of things and know the technical names and stuff like that. Yes, I do agree with that. But I've had people, whoop, I broke it. I've had people shoot me down in the past where they've seen a video of mine and they said, you did this wrong, you said this wrong, you done that wrong, you done this wrong. I'm just a simple person, a simple man. I enjoy this hobby. I enjoy this. I call it a hobby, some people call it a profession. It's just a skill I've learnt that I enjoy. Can I make something of it? We'll see in time. I have plans that I want to achieve with it. I'll never be rich money-wise with it, but I'll be rich with it because I will be sharing joy with a lot of different people, hopefully in coming years. So if you've stayed this long, thank you very much, and don't forget, subscribe to the channel, come join the silly antics that I get up to and all that. Give the video a like, go and check out some of the other ones, see what you think, leave some comments, and we'll catch us on the next one. Cheers.